Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we are looking at Wizard of Legend 2. This just came out into early access, and I gotta make sure my audio is actually getting recorded. Okay. OBS was being weird today. Alright, so this is a roguelite. The previous one, this is a little bit of a departure from the previous one. So I'll explain that as we go. If you like the gameplay you see here, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description. If you want to help the channel grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Alright, so jumping in here. We're going to hop in here. Now, in the previous game was a very, I would almost call it location, almost a location, your positioning was one of the biggest skills you could have in the other game. You were not fast, and there wasn't, I think there was a dodge, but it was on a long cooldown. Long cooldown. So, this was a little more, it's a little more like Hades in pacing, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but a lot of people had commented on when they put out the demo for this, the first one, that they felt like it was a lot more like Hades. And I will say it does have a little bit in there. I'm actually about to change a piece of gear to try something. I've been trying to unlock all the meta progressions. So I'm going to go through what I know as we go through, and I've got a couple dollars here, and I actually need to go upstairs for a moment. We may change something here. This right here, though, I will point out, helped me out when I was right at the beginning of the game. I actually unlocked this really early, and I'll show you the other two things I unlocked to make it work. And it actually got me to the boss a bunch of times, but I just couldn't quite break through the boss, and I've kind of changed a few things since then, but I've still been using it. It takes your hit points down by 50%, but it lets your hit points naturally regenerate. I'm not always the greatest player, so that was actually a pretty nice thing. We're not going to worry too much about that. Over here we have, I like you, but we'll have to listen to your dialogue later. We're going to go achievements, and they give you rewards. Those rewards can be any of these materials except for gold from what I've seen so far. So I've gotten a couple of those. These are the things I need to unlock a couple other things. Now, so we have this over here. This is our first layer of meta progress, this mirror where we can unlock stuff. But this is probably the one you're going to find this is the one you're going to find by accident, because the game does not really direct you to this at this moment. And there's a couple of really good ones in here. I'm actually had been saving for this, and I'm going to probably buy it, but we're going to go over here and we're going to try, because I'm going to try it without the regen. The regen so far has been really super clutch. Now, since the regen tanks your life by half,
ashamed of losing to Bahadur? That's what he's here for.
That dude
Defeating
stomped me into a
wizards is his
hole in the
calling.
ground.
Upgrading your gear and defeating him is
Like,
yours.
wow, this game is rough. All right, so when this guy over here, when you get these little soul things or whatever they are, you can actually unlock a couple of these rune type things that help you out. One of the first ones that you'll notice is right here. You start with some gold. That's pretty nice. That's a great one. But this one, we increase our maximum health by 75. So even though it's giving us half of half, so we're got 138. It's an awkward number, but it is much better than 100. And on top of that, on this side, we have another person who's offers another
chaos gems.
Indeed, I
suggest you unlock some relics.
All right, so we have some relics. Relics are pretty cool. They're another way to influence how the run goes. There's a lot of customization here. It's really cool. This just came out in early access, so this is actually really neat because it's got a lot of stuff to go. And the bosses are hard. It might be a little tiny overly tuned on the boss life bars. All right, so each of these does a different thing where you have some activation like this. Enemy evading attacks changes your signature. All summons deal extra damage. Your dragons deal extra damage, and there's a lot of dragon skills. Like, this can be very strong.
I envy Hieronymus the time he spends in his room.
If you look over here, I have a couple of them. This is another one you can use to give yourself a little extra life. So if you stack these other two things with that life, it comes out to be a pretty good deal. But there's a really interesting thing that happens here is we're at 138 life, but effectively we actually have a lot more life. And the reason I have that is because we're using this, and by reducing our damage to 12%, we're actually getting a more effective hit point on a 1-to-1 hit point basis. And the way the regen works in here, because it is kind of slow, it actually works
Welcome
to our
back.
advantage
So the boulders
to have
Bahadur throws are ferocious but predictable. What might help
to
you
have more
evade
damage
them?
reduction, because then each 1 point is worth more. All right. I'm buying this thing because I'm hoping they're going to give me the lightning spear at some point or another. There was this really, really great... Oh, these are all... No! All right. Let's go with the lightning spear. Maybe if I hint it enough, it'll actually finally give me the thing. I wanted to upgrade a bunch of other things, but now I'm stuck in here because I really, really, really... Ooh. Shall we go all lightning? Let's go all... Well, I don't have all lightning, but we have close to all lightning. All right, let's grab some. I just spent all the stuff that I
With
didn't...
the dragon circuit,
that I've
you'll
been
get
saying,
to
but that's
summon
okay.
beasts and harness the power of lightning.
All right, let's go over here. We have... Let's go with drag... Let's break out some dragons now. Okay, so if we do those two, we could go with the lightning here. I want to give that... Let's give that one a try. These melees seem really strong, so we're gonna try that one. And that gives us a... Oh, that is awesome looking. Along with that, like at that point, when you go over, what was it? Okay, yeah, so I'll have to save up the 100 to get that damage upgrade, but I think this will work out pretty well for us. But yeah, like there's other things in here. There's some stuff that like we looked in the other place where it upgrades your dragon damage. That's in either of these at this point. We could do a full... Well, we're not full electric. We're just dragons. We're dragons. We're dragging it along. All right. This game is actually
That
quite
bead
hard,
of woe was once part of a
which
cursed
is
sword
really nice.
shattered to pieces. Seize the dark katana, and that cursed weapon will become closer to being whole again.
I'm betting you can handle this. Prove me right.
Will do, sir. Will do.
Can't wait to see this.
All right. What are you spawning on me for your challenge? Oh. Are we ready? There we go. Dragon 1. Dragon 2. We're all about the dragons. Oh, we got a guy generating them up here. That's probably not optimal. That one's okay. The melees are really strong in this game. That's one thing I will say, is they feel significantly stronger than most of the early... I don't know if that's something that maybe I'll unlock some basic Arcana later that perform a little better, but they all seem to perform a little under what I was expecting. But again, that might also be the bosses. The bosses, because I'm always thinking of it in the context of the bosses, not in the context of little guys. And the bosses seem to have a lot of hit points. Like a lot. All right. But it has been very fun so far. I wanted to get a little farther into the upgrades and everything, but it is the first day of early access. So while I don't have everything, I did put about 4 hours in. No, about probably about 3.5 hours in before we're recording this, just to get my feet wet and get in there so we can see. And one, if you were a person who had a very specific issue, and that is, oh man, oh that does both. Oh, that's right, that's my signature. That's gonna be cool as B. Oh, that's what that big one was. The signature. Oh, that's gonna look good when it's on fire down there. We know. All right. Oh god, I distracted myself, and now there it is. Okay, let's go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. One of the things that people had, and I understand this, after having gone back and played the original game, I had noticed that some people... Oh, I'm gonna die really early, but that's okay. We'll try it a different Arcana. That's fine. I had noticed a lot of people had a complaint
that failure.
that your character was dying, and that they weren't really cheering you on. They were cheering on this endless series of no-name magicians. Almost in the way of, like, I can't remember, there's a dungeon game that does something similar, and almost in the same way that it does that.
Do you think it's
but they
possible
got rid
to
of
master
that.
enough Arcana that you
So
can soar through
now-
the sky? If so,
Yes.
I'm going to do it.
So now you're playing the same character. You're not dying. In fact, nobody's getting injured at all. You're just struggling to make it through. You're protected by magic.
Do you
So
dare
it's your character, and
trust
they're
the
cheering
beat of
on your
woe?
character again,
Alone,
more
it
similar in
simply
tone to the
shields you
first
from
game.
harm, but
While the
uniting
gameplay is a little
pieces
bit of a
the
halfway
dark
point
katana
between
leads
Hades and the
only
first
to
game.
suffering.
So I kind of hate to talk through all that, but it's kind of important to say because it's a very. I'm gonna grab this sword. The sword is super great. We could grab the lightning, but I really like the sword. That one's real cool. This one's pretty okay. This one's eh. This one I like a lot. I can't wait to get something that I really enjoy in this slot. This slot I haven't found my one true. So we'll load up on the ice there. We could do the water dragons too. We could go full ice. That could be pretty cool. I do like the little fire dragon though. He's real cool. All right. Let's go get us some stuff.
You seem
All right,
to
let's
be
see.
a
I
bit
do. Oh yeah, that's right. We have two of these things.
Please
Okay.
Focus more on your surroundings.
So before
as
we
you
do this next
venture
attempt,
through the
yeah,
jungle.
I'm talking and the game
When
is
I
very
set
difficult by
the
itself,
rules
so
for that level, I included some interesting
hopefully I
travel
won't spin out
parameters.
quite as early. We'll try to go
Maybe
about
you should
20.
keep an eye out there.
If it looks like we're going to win, we'll go full, but otherwise we'll probably go like 10, 20 minutes. Okay, let's see. Start the trial with, do we want more gold? If we get one more, we can unlock a third ruin, and I feel like an extra dash over the pits might be okay, but that doesn't really seem like it's going to be... We'll have to think about that. If it was this, increasing maximum health, like if it was that, I would do it. There's a whole set of these too. There's like whole tier lists of how much damage you're doing here. So, I think I was on the one above that, wasn't I? Huh. Okay, I think I was on here. Oh, it auto moved me up after I'm talking, but I'm talking to you on a higher difficulty. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that'll make things easier when I'm talking, things aren't going to hit quite as hard. I do like the sword here, and this thing has a really good burst where you come down here and you just do a ton of damage to everybody. And this thing pushes things back really well, which in this game is super handy. So we'll go for... we'll do one more run, maybe two, depending on if I flame out really fast.
Still has a decent spread of damage. Fighting with a glorified icicle has its perks. You gotta stay cool somehow, right?
Yes, we do. One thing I have noticed is when a level loads, if you press the button to move a little bit too early, it will kind of not recognize it until you let go and press it again. So if you are unable to move in a specific direction, you probably pressed that button like 2 frames too soon upon entering a room. It kind of threw me off because I was trying to figure out what was causing it. I'm pretty sure that's what's causing it. Is there's just like a... No, I'm just going to stab you to death. The stabby does real good, and it's a high enough damage that, as weird as it sounds, it's actually been I've actually had a lot more consistent success with it because of its higher damage and quicker kill times than with a lot of the ranged weapons, which just seems a little strange in a game about wizards, but hey, not every wizard is a ranged guy, I guess. I mean, this wizard has a... Oh, they talk about this one, this sword. It's like it started out as an icicle, and the character has just refined it to the point where it's like this cool ice sword at this point. All right, let's get ours. Oh, there we go. He's dead. It's also one of the ones you can kind of focus the most of your time on movement because you can do most of your damage with your swords rather than your other abilities generally. But the feel and the tone, like story-wise, is a lot more like the first one. So if that was part of your... If that was something you were not happy with when that demo came out, you'd probably do well to give it another try, or at least a look, because a lot of the stuff that you had a problem with may have been fixed. It's still not the same as the first one. It's still a little bit closer to... It's a little more fast-paced, and so, like I said, it's kind of a halfway point between the first one and Hades sort of style. Increased damage. I get hit a lot. That would help. Dealing crits heal me. That'd be good. Let's try that. I don't think I have a very good crit chance. 5%. I could get lucky. It could proc enough. It's possible. But yeah, It does. It's a little more closer in tone and a little bit more. The action's still faster, but the sort of characterization in the first game is a lot. This is a lot closer to that. The presentation's a little slicker. It's a little more, you know. I kind of hate to say when people are like, well, it looks like something like Hades, but the presentation they had for Hades is just really well done. Ooh, there's me diving into a hole. The presentation is really well done, and because of the amount of how popular Hades was and still is, it's going to be sort of the role, the ideal that people will look towards. And it's like, okay, if this works really well and I needed it and I can't think of a distinctly different presentation idea, this is kind of the go-to. And it's also, like I've said before, like Realm of Ink and games like that, the same style of gameplay has been in existence for a while, but Hades made that super polished one that got people looking at it. So it's hard to not want your game to be at least a little bit like that, in the hopes that you'll get a little piece of that success too. I can certainly understand that. Oh, hey, we'll have to go check the other thing real quick. But we did go the right way, so that we... Ooh, nope. I would prefer not to be stabbed in the butt with your little mosquito thing. Oh, Skeleton Man. Skeleton Man came out of our box. That was a very tough box. Oh. Well, we found those guys. So yeah, the levels are... The spells seem to be a little bit better balanced, like I said, other than the bosses seeming to have quite a bit of life. Everything else... Oh, there's our life down there that we left. We didn't need it, so... Other than that, but again, that might be a sense of as more meta progression gets added in, it may be something. The gold I like, because this is where you spend it. You spend it inside your run in places like this and over there. We got a fireball. The drill's really good. I actually used that in a game earlier and it went fantastic. I'm thinking about grabbing this. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, one of the cool things about this is you start off with 3 spells that you choose, but you have 2 more slots too, which is very cool because it means you can actually start getting some combos of different things, and the spell graphics are fantastico. They really did a nice job on that. Like everything feels like it has from the demo that they released, it feels like everything has just those couple of extra layers of polish on top. So the mechanics were pretty there. They just needed some balance stuff and figure out which direction they wanted the story and the action to progress in. And I think they took it down in I think this is a little bit... I think this is also a little bit closer to the first in pacing too. It's not quite super fast Hades dash across the room 4 times and be in the monster's face in 0.2 seconds. It's a little bit slower than that too.
Archers can appear anywhere in the jungle, and yet their arrows couldn't stop you.
Let's check our map here. We are there, so we know the detour. I always check all the corners because there's, yeah, usually that's where your benders and stuff are. Sometimes you'll get stuff in the corner, sometimes not, but that's all right. I like the relic system too, and again, a lot of this stuff is very familiar with this style game today, but I like this style game, so I have no complaints. Melee do more damage. That one's actually worked real well for me. We don't have the money for any of this. Man, if I could just get a little bit more defense, like somewhere around 6% more would make that to where each individual hit will be worth a little bit more. Like I said, because we have the regen, and when it says it says that you regenerate super fast. I'm gonna go get hit real quick. There we go. See? Now watch. Now after 5 seconds I start regenning because of that thing. But if you watch down here, it's not what I would refer to as like super fast, but it does give you your life back in between, and you can kind of in the beginning get your runs to stretch out a little bit longer by using that healing to kind of oh yeah. That I really like the graphics of this game. This game is one of those games where it's like, oh yeah, they're just, this looks great. The fact that we can push them off a cliff is hilarious. This guy does curse, so you don't actually have to take one, by the way. So at least so far, you can just hit escape and walk away. And each of his things, like this will make our dash throw daggers, but also takes longer to cool down. I'll reduce all damage, but critical damage is increased. If we had lots of crit chance, that might be okay. Each level of your Arcana increases its it's damaged by 10%, but its cooldown goes up too, so it takes longer. So yeah, these are pretty cool. I've done this one in a run, and it actually worked really well. Missing one Arcana wasn't the end of the world, because you still get 2 in there, but 3 is nice. We'll go with 3 today. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing it today, and just really good, solid controls. Everything is very, like, it feels like it's just, they took everything everybody said, and within the realm of still making the game that they wanted to make, I feel like they addressed a lot of people's complaints. There's still going to be some stuff that people aren't going to be super thrilled with, and that's not the end of the world. I'd like you to die, sir. Thank you. There you go. Stop making me dive into damage that I shouldn't take because I'm trying to play too fast. I really like the run thing and everything else. This is one of those games where I end up like always playing it as fast as I possibly can because, oh man, this might be it right here. I am so bad at these bosses so far. Their attack patterns are just bonkers. It'd be great if I could beat him. I'm gonna hold my breath though.
Get ready to see, hear, and feel a thunderous performance.
Okay, let's go here. Okay. Oh yeah, he will hit you like a million times. Oh, you know what though? I will say this. Ow. Ow. Except for that little part. See, here's one of those fights where when I start to regenerate, by having the damage reduction each point, since I can't really regenerate a huge amount. Oh no. Since I can't really regenerate a huge amount. Oh, I'm so bad at these dodges. He's still getting me. And that's my bad dodging. Like I should be dodging better than that. Forgive me, it is a little bit hard to time everything right when you're talking to. Ow. Ooh, no. Ow. Sniper, no snipe. Okay. Come on, 5%. Oh no, we might be able to do it. We broke his armor. Yeah, see, if you look down there at my life, each of those
You did
hit
good
points.
to overcome me, but you can always do better. Identify your enemy's weakness and conduct yourself accordingly.
Nice. So that gives us another one of those. So we can I am actually be able to upgrade something nice when I get back. The reason the damage resistance is so good is because each of the points we got back, because of the 15% damage reduction, each one I really that creating a powerful but narrow wave. That's interesting. Ooh, shattering defense. This one now, double casting the ability will shoot a dragon that slows the target. Aerial Ice Blast. Leap forward. Let's try that. I haven't tried that one. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's super fun. The controls are great so far. It just came out in early access. Well, it's technically yesterday as of the time this video is going up and when I'm recording because... Oh, because, oh yeah, oh, that's cool. because like I said, I wanted to get a little farther in here, see how the progression is an important thing. Like if you grab a new game and you don't feel, it's hard to play a game when you don't feel like you're progressing in the first couple of levels, especially roguelites, where there's kind of an expectation that you're going to be doing that. Like, I love the game, oh man, it's the Ocean Keeper. Love it. Fantastic game. It is a very hard game to start. You don't generally get a lot of currency in the beginning, and because you don't get a lot of currency in the beginning, it can feel like you're playing a lot of matches and not really making any progress, which is maybe not the best thing to do. Ooh. I just have to dodge better. That's my thing. If I could just keep my dodging down. Uh-oh, that didn't work quite as good. Oh, no, spin to win. Oh, no, here, let me spin to win. No, sir. Ah, I dodged too early. See, that's what I gotta stop doing. I gotta stop dodging too early, because that's the thing I do in this game more than anything else. Is I dodge early. And I get hit because I dodge early. We'll take it. Let's see what it does. Oh, it follows. It's like the laser beam in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. That's hilarious. Yeah, any sort of defense you can get, any sort of like upgrade my survivability you can get, anything that makes your damage reduction go, is really super strong when you have a somewhat slow regeneration in a game that doesn't normally have regeneration. So you can actually get a lot of distance with that. There's a couple different combination of perks that'll give you hit points, so you can find the one that balances out with your gameplay style as well. And for me, this 138 does pretty well. That boss fight was really close, but I am getting slightly better at its dodging systems and things like that, and the timings on everything, because especially in these style games, timings on dodging can be a big part of learning the game, which is fine, because that's something that ooh. Hey guy, can you hold that for me? Oh yes you can. Oh, freeze him. Oh, don't step on the spikes. It's
Many
not
wizards
smart.
are knocked down by elite forest witches' projectiles, but they didn't mesmerize you.
No, they did not. At least not this time. Don't hold your breath on it, though. Excuse me, guys. I just need you all to get rid of all that stuff. Oh, hey, I'll take that orb of healing. Those orbs drop on a fairly regular basis, I'm not going to lie. So as you get better, the need for that regen is going to go away, and you're going to end up appreciating that, having it in the beginning, but also growing out of it to start replacing it eventually as you get better with things that add to your damage or things that add to your survivability in a different way. Because after a while, you're going to be able to sustain yourself with the healing drops in the world. So it's kind of an early get yourself ahead sort of thing. I'll probably still use it a lot because it does make the game a lot more comfy to just be able to, like, okay, I can just wait over here for a second. Let's check our map. Okay, we go that way then. I like the map. Yeah, like I said, I like everything. It seems like they took to heart everything people said about the game in their other thing, and they didn't. Yeah, it can be pretty hard to, is when you get a lot of criticism, to take it properly and work with it. It seems like they very much did. Nah, mister. I don't know. You say choose a new relic, but when you say, okay, let's try it. I've never tried this. I'm not going to trade this because our damage reduction is, it is. All right, what are we trading for? Hitting enemies with a standard melee arcana heals us. Functionally the same as what we had there, except it's on crit, so maybe that might work. Standard melee arcana. I think our sword should qualify. Increase all air damage. We don't do any air damage. Slamming fractured enemies. Not really. Yep. Let's try that. Okay, so that should hopefully give us... Those teleporters actually work really well, but I'm always in a position where forward doesn't require me to use the teleporter, so I only end up using them at the end of it, because at the very end of it, you're like, oh, I have 300 gold, and I can go back and buy that thing at the store that I really wanted earlier, but really couldn't afford. Hey, boys, could you go hop in that leg over there for me? Thank you. Yeah. Boop. Oh, ow. Oh, you, sir, are a jerk. Oh, I did an upgrade on that. That jumping upgrade throws me off. Whoop. I don't expect it. Oh, sir, are you having an issue?
Could use a hand with this fight. You in?
Sure.
All right, let's take him down.
Oh, he moves a little faster. Ah, so that must be because there's two of us. Shh. Oh, that thing works great when he's in his little stun stage. Ow. Don't walk in and spend a win. Wait, is there... I haven't tried the co-op yet. But I'm kind of wondering... Ooh, please tell me this. Aww. Let's see. Nah. We'll keep our Heavenly Strike there. That thing's cool. Although the other one was nice. Oh. It lists him as an enemy. I think we actually were damaging each other too, which is kind of funny. Like, here, help me out with this fight. Oh my god, I zapped you. I'm so sorry. Oh, that beam from the sky is strong. Yeah, getting the dodge timings down is gonna be like the big first thing in this game. But that's kind of nice. It gives you something to play for, and being that it's playing this smoothly in the first day of early access.
Stone golems are rare in the jungle.
Phew.
And you just turned one to dust.
We like that. All right, I think we have a boss, and then it'll be a little bit of a long episode again, but you know what? We're having fun. Sparkling Flame Breath, and it is sparkling around. So that would replace our... Let's do it. That'll replace my Ice Blast. All right, man, what you got? What you got over here? What you got for me? Lightning Arcana. We're not doing that. Shoots 5 homing projectiles. That's not bad. I'll increase all water damage. Push 10 enemies for 200. It's not much here. Every time you die, you revive at the cost of 200 gold. Well, I would have to spend all my gold on me on buying that, so it wouldn't really help. All right. Well, we're almost to the boss. Or we're at the boss, and I'm about to die. Yeah, see, it did it again right there. Like, that's just weird. Oh yeah, we're at the boss. This is probably where my journey ends. This boss. Phew. The bosses in this game are fast too. Like it wouldn't even be... Ow. It wouldn't even be like the big thing. Oh man. Oh, that did not do nearly as much damage I was hoping. Oh, and this guy is all about that puddle. All right, yeah, that worked. Okay, if I can get the timing down, that's kind of what this game... Oh, no, he was broken and I didn't realize it. Oh, no, I just missed my DPS window. Okay, there we go. Oh, no. I would appreciate, sir, if you would not do that. Ooh, these rocks. That's brutal.
Bahadur's club hits hard, but it's his acidic vomit you gotta avoid. Best to keep your distance, all right?
Yeah, it's actually good challenge. Good challenge level. We made some good coinage though, so maybe we'll be able to afford. Let's go check. There's a weapon I got in the. I'm still. Oh well, hold on. I'm gonna be a good boy. No. See, I want to pick up this right here. Decrease my max health by 25%, but increase my damage by 25%. I think if I can learn to live without the regeneration, that might be the super strong way to go to make it a little easier to get through. Did we do any challenges? Yes, we did. We did 2. One gave us those, and one gave us a bunch of gems. All right. We actually have a lot of the little world-altering things for this guy. But let's go see what spells we got, and then we'll call it right there, because I need to
outplayed you in that fight.
render this video
I've given
and
you tips.
polish it.
Now it's up to you to utilize them.
Indeed, sir. There's one that's a basic attack, and it's basically like lightning damage, and it comes out in a little straight thing that comes just straight out like a laser pointer coming out of your character. And oh man, it was so good. It was probably my favorite spell in that demo. So I've been waiting to get it. Hopefully I'll get it soon. I'll probably have to buy a couple more of those.
Has surpassed 3. How about you celebrate by buying some upgrades?
Yes, we shall. That's what we're going to do before we leave. We definitely want to do that. We want to get this. Mystic Rune against me, an extra dash over pits. Oh, wait, no. That's right. I'll have to think about that. We'll think about that. Okay, so this has been Wizard of Legend 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, I hope you have a great day.